Hey everyone, Rick here with Hit Run Candlesticks. How are you? Hey, today is Tuesday, January 19th, 2021, and the market closed about 35 minutes ago. And I just went through a list. We marked up some charts, and then we'll talk about them here. I have 11 of them for the watch list, so I'll kind of hurry things along so the video is not too long. I do want to talk about the SPY just a tiny bit, Netflix and FNGU. So the SPY here, today it looks like we pulled back below the T-line a little bit, but we ended up closing up little wackadoo throughout the day, kind of quiet. Here's a 3-bar chart. And but anyway, it just seems like the bulls are still in charge. It's not like they're going crazy. We're not rushing out and blowing out the top, but they are still in charge. So I'm going to have to remain bullish. Now, let's go take a look at Netflix. Netflix just had earnings. Look at this thing. Look at that bar here on Netflix. We're testing these 565 highs up here. So Netflix could, if it holds up, if nothing happens to it, this could be the start of pushing the market a little bit higher. Okay, now let's go take a look at FNGU. Now FNGU is a chart that I follow along with the SPY. I still believe that where the FANG stocks go, where this chart goes, is where the market's going to go overall. You may certainly see a little bit of choppiness maybe in the SPY. Even if this starts moving up, or if this starts moving down, the SPY can still be a little bit choppy. But overall, as long as these FANG stocks continue to produce, show that they have the muscle, then the market, to me, that's where the market's going to go. So look how we ran up here on FNGU. That's just truly amazing. And I think we owe all that to really Netflix here on their reporting at the close. So let's keep our eyes on that Netflix. If it just dies tomorrow, just totally falls apart, that could create a problem. But if it stays up, I think we're good to go. All right, let's take a look at a few charts here. DQ, and no, that's not Dairy Queen. DQ, nice little. You can clearly see we're in a trend up. Let's do this here. You can see that we broke out right here. We just totally broke out, and then from there, what we've done is we've rallied up, pulled back, rallied up, pulled back, rallied up, pulled back, and now we're starting to rally up again through this little area right in here. Looks like we're putting in some support. In fact, we've got a nice little double bottom right in here, and we have a bullish Morningstar setup. So what I'm looking for is actually a pullback back down into this green box area here, and then we'll use 75.70 as a stop. Now there's a chance that we don't get back down into this, actually into the buy box. It could be that we just lay across the top here. That'll be fine too. I'll certainly look at that as an entry. I'll just have to adjust the stop accordingly. Tech is a nice looking chart. I came very close to buying this one at the close, but I decided no, because I bought a few others today, and we'll talk about those just a second too. I'll touch on them real lightly. I just had too many on the table, and we just don't need to load up on a bunch of stocks. So Tech had a nice breakout today, pretty decent volume, nice little pullback back into the buy box, stop of about $20. That looks kind of bullish to me. You know, anytime I see a chart that looks like this, and in that chart we start making, things like that, well, I'm going to look at that as being bullish. Now, I know we haven't made that yet, but I'm going to look at this chart to continue up. And of course, if it doesn't continue up and it fails, we have a protective stop in there just in case. Another chart, and this, man, almost bought this. In fact, I actually meant to take this off the list today, but it's here, so we'll talk about it. Nice little doji down here at the close today. This is sort of out of the norm that I put on the list. Usually I'm looking for a bullish candle. And that is exactly why I pulled that off. I thought I pulled it off the list, but since it's here, we'll keep it here. What I'm looking for is follow through above $79 or $7.92 here. So I'm looking for that follow through and then a bullish setup inside the buy box. So it could be that we buy as we break out, assuming we break out, and it could be that we end up buying on some consolidation. I don't know yet because I cannot predict what the price action will be here, nor can I predict what the market will be doing. And I take all that in consideration when trading the Road to Wealth account. Beautiful chart though, man, look at that move up. Nice bullish flag here. Terrific doji today. Looking great. Really, really nice. That's so low. Upwork. Look at the hammer on that. And that's the main reason I'm putting this on the chart. We created a scan. We're still kind of fine tuning it, but with the help of Ed at Live Trading Alerts, we developed this chart where we're looking for a chart in the trap, and then we're looking for what we call a near hammer. It may not be a perfect hammer at all, but what it's doing is giving us something close. And this just turned out to be just absolutely fantastic. This is not a near hammer. This is a great looking hammer here. So what I'm looking for is follow through on the hammer, and above 39.10 would be that follow through. Inside the buy box would be a good buy for me, and then I'm going to use that 39.10 for a stop. NKLA. Now we're in NKLA. I was in this last week and we held it over the weekend. Today we ended up closing with a little doji down here. As long as price stays above that $19.50 mark, I'm still going to look at this as a bullish trade, and that the bulls are still interested. So with this doji today, maybe this is a sign of, it doesn't want to go down anymore after its little pullback here. So we need to see buyers step in there. But if I start to see buyers pushing inside the green box here, or maybe on a breakout, I might have to add to this trade Nikola here. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Nice little rally up, a little pullback. The whole chart from the beginning down here, low to a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Man, that's doing everything we want to see in a chart. It's also a rounded bottom breakout, and that's where we've closed over the 50-period moving average after being in a downtrend below the 200-period moving average. PayPal is another one setting up here. If I take a look at PayPal, the overall trend is clearly bullish here. Now let's move up here and let's pull back right into here, and then you can see we're starting to move up. And what this is, a nice little J-hook continuation pattern. And we have a little consolidation right here at that breakout point. That little pause may be what we need for an entry. I know a lot of folks have bought this today. Me, I'm going to wait for a little bit, mainly because I didn't catch it today. Wait for a nice little inside day, inside the box here, with a stop around that 241.55. OSTK, this is another one I almost bought at the end of today. And the reason I didn't buy any more today is we're in 6 positions. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 positions. And that's just enough right now. Don't need to overload them. The count doesn't need to be overloaded, as 7 positions is plenty. So I decided just to wait. Let's just see what this does. Maybe if I sell something tomorrow, I can add one in here. Also, tomorrow might give us a little more insight on the whole, how the market's going to handle itself around the inauguration. And we'll see. So anyway, nice little pop up here. above the 50-period moving average. Trendicator's moving up. Another little inside day. That might trigger a buy for us, or even perhaps a little breakout using $60.20 as a stop. Remember, too, the higher we buy it, the more likely we are to raise that stop up. And as always, we're going to take profits off the way we always take profits off, and that is into strength. Whoops, let me grab that. There we go. We're going to take profits off into strength as it moves up. LI, well, we bought some LI today, so we're currently long on it. We're just slightly green, a little less than 2% on it. Nice little inside day tomorrow. That might be a trigger to an add to, or maybe a slight little breakout we'll look at an add to. Right now I'm looking at 34.40 for a stop. We'll adjust that, of course, if we pay higher for it. I may adjust that a little bit. That might be a little high, and I may have to adjust that down, maybe to the T-line. But actually tomorrow the T-line will be up there. So we'll have to watch this chart. Yeah, we'll have to watch this chart. You can see how this went from a low to a high. It consolidated, and then it rallied up to another high, then back down. We couldn't break out here. Had a nice little pullback right to the 50. It looks like the bulls are trying to mount an attack on this, 37.30 area. And a breakout of that 37.30, now that could send us right up into the $43 range here on LI. PZZA. Terrific consolidation. Talking about the pump out of the box right here. Now it is a slight little dip to the downside and then a little curve back up. So someone might call this a J-hook continuation pattern, and I would totally agree with you. Somebody might also look at this and say, "Man, that looks like a pop out of the box," and I would totally agree with you. Nice tight little trading range right here, and boom, there we go. We popped right out of that green box. And so what we're looking for, a little consolidation here, stop around 95.25, and we'll take profits on the way up. XLE, we bought this going into the close. Well, actually, maybe not going into close. We bought it earlier today. I couldn't decide on what oil stock to buy. There's a lot of oil charts looking really, really good, and I kept banging around looking at these oil charts, and I finally said, you know what, go look at XLE. I liked what XLE was doing, so rather than buy one individual stock, I just bought a basket of stocks in the oil sector, and that's what we did with the XLE. So here we have a nice little bottom, very well constructed bottom here. In fact, now that I take a second look at it, I just noticed we have a nice little bullish W pattern here. Nice bullish W tab pattern. We broke out, we rallied up, we pulled back, popped out again, we tested. That's looking pretty good there. I'm liking that. So we'll keep our eyes on this, maybe for an add to inside the box or a slight little breakout. Using 43.10 as a stop. The last one I have here is SPWR. Now, we bought this, up 9% already, and it was up much higher at its highs, but it's pulled back a little bit, and that's okay. Super nice looking chart. Terrific volume on it today. I'm expecting this one to move just a bit higher. We'll look at taking some off the table as normal. We'll take some off the table on some strength if that happens tomorrow. And then I'm looking to hold this for a little bit and maybe take a little more off, and then maybe a little more off as we move higher. Take a look at that weekly chart. What a nice trend. Beautiful, beautiful trend on the weekly chart. Let's see. And another one I wanted to show here. We're in QCOM. I'm also in QCOM from last week. And man, that is working out. I'm looking for that 167.30 up here to get tagged. Nice little rally up. Nice little pullback. This is that bullish W pattern right here. Boom, boom, boom. and we broke out. When that happens, it's not guaranteed, excuse me, but that's an awfully good sign that the bulls are very interested in the chart. And as you can see, they continue to be interested even into the end of the day. End of the day today. All right, everyone, please take care. I want to remind members out there tonight we're having members e-learning in the members area. Tonight's topic will be the T-line, the first half, and then the second half we'll kind of open it up for looking at charts. So I hope to see all the members at our e-learning webinar tonight, and we'll talk about the pinball setup. All right, everybody, take care. Have a great evening, and we'll see you in the trading room if I don't see you tonight.